Hello everyone! My project for today is separating my crested Echeveria Cubic Frost. It is looking a little crusty right now. It had an infestation of mealy bugs, not too bad, but I've been treating it with an alcohol water solution, so that's, impacted it a little bit. So I figured in order to make sure that it stays clear of mealy bugs, it would be a good idea to separate it. And that's what I'm going to do today. So there's a couple of points where it might be easy, like right here, to separate. So I'm going to end up with a few more plants. So that's what we're going to do. There's another space now you can see it, right here where it already has a scar. So I'm going to be using that point to cut. And I think that's going to be helpful too because it's leaning over and I don't want the weight of it to make it fall. I want to have it stand more upright. So I'm going to start off by cutting off this easy one right on the side, and then I'll go to the larger section. And I'm just going to hold this up here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to get my shears. They're clean. Get them in there. And I'm just going to make that cut all the way through. There we go. And then I'm just going to put some cinnamon powder on the end of the cutting. Let it dry as you would with any other cutting. It's really no different. It's just that the stem is larger. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. And then, let's see. Just going to remove some of these leaves that are hanging here. And knock off some of those dried leaves, which were hard to access based on the plant being overgrown in the way that it was. So I think the next cut we're going to do is the large one. And I do want to try to cut it at an angle so that way you won't see any scarring on that new piece. I'll just be able to put the part of the stem that's cut directly into the soil. So that's going to be the plan. I'm going to pull it up here. The roots are pretty shallow on this one. It's been leaning over, so it's been kind of falling over, which again is part of the reason why I want to address this one. So just cutting along that scar there, so it really won't look much different on the original plant. And then I have this is actually a really good piece. I have this really nice piece that in theory I could cut this one into multiple and have multiple additional crested pieces, but I really like those two as they are. And then we have the original one, which actually looks like I could maybe trim it up a little bit more so it's straighter if I wanted. Whatever, we'll just leave it like this for now. I just want to make sure it's a healthier plant at this point, and then I can always trim it up again later. Now we are a few weeks later, and I wanted to give you a quick update on what these crested succulents are looking like. So the scar on the large one, and then I'll show you some of the root growth on one of the smaller ones. So this is what the scar looks like. And if you remember, the existing one already had a scar, so I don't think that this looks too bad. It probably won't change too much. It might just stretch out a little bit more as it grows, but that's what that looks like. And now this one, I wanted to just show you some root growth. I'm not going to bother the other ones because they should be growing at a similar rate. But here you can see at the bottom where I cut and put the cinnamon that we have good roots growing there. So this is what it should be looking like, and that's how to turn one crested succulent into many.
Subscribe to learn more.